Ready to dive into something pretty cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
Today, we're looking at Solomonic Pentacles.
Pentacles.
Ever heard of those?
I bet you've seen them even if you didn't know the name. Like, you know those magical talismans, all intricate designs?
Oh, yeah.
The ones with geometric patterns, Hebrew letters, maybe some names you'd only find in, like, a really old magic book.
Okay, yeah, I can picture those for sure. But what do they do?
Well, that's where things get interesting.
Ooh.
Our source this time is a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Calls himself the Dubious Monk.
Dubious Monk.
Nathan Dewey's his name, and he claims these pentacles can actually, like, cause stuff to happen in your life.
And he seems pretty convinced, right? He's even wearing one in the video.
Right?
The second pentacle of Jupiter or something.
You got it. Second pentacle of Jupiter.
So he's definitely putting his beliefs out there, literally.
For sure. Makes you wonder, would you wear something like that?
I don't know about that, maybe. But hold on. Before we get ahead of ourselves, what makes these pentacles work in the first place? Like, how does that even happen?
According to Nathan, it's all about consecration.
Consecration.
It's basically like you got to imbue the pentacle with power, almost like turning it on.
Oh, so it's not just like the design itself. There's a whole process.
Yeah, it's about making it special so it can do its thing.
He talked about a few ways to do that, right?
Yep, there's the simple way and the more involved way.
Okay, tell me about the simple one first.
He actually calls it the punk rock method. Kind of funny.
All right.
Basically, you just use it, like carry it with you, make it part of your life, and over time it gets consecrated by, your energy.
So it's like the pinnacle absorbs your vibes or something.
Yeah, kind of like that. Your intention matters too.
Okay, I can almost see that, like how a piece of jewelry gets sentimental value the longer you have it.
Exactly. It's charged with your experiences.
That's a good way to put it. What about the more intense way, the other method?
That's where you'd evoke a spirit like an angel or a demon.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah, it depends on the ritual, but they bless the pentacle, give it that power.
I don't know if I'm ready for demon summoning just yet.
Fair enough. Nathan gets that. Not everyone's jumping into the deep end of magic like that.
Right.
He actually suggests a couple books with easier consecration methods.
Oh, really? What are they called?
7 Spheres by Rufus Opus, and there's Luminarium by B.J. Swain.
Okay, I'll have to check those out.
He says those are his go-to methods now.
Interesting. He seemed pretty into those.
Yeah, but if you want the really deep dive, like hardcore Solomon magic stuff.
No, there's even more.
There's a book called The Sorcery of Solomon by Sara. She's like the witch expert, according to Nathan.
Wow, okay, so we've got options, but the big question is, what do these pentacles do once they're all powered up?
Well, that's where it gets personal, because it ties into what you want to achieve.
Okay.
Each pentacle's linked to a planet, and it's Greek god. Each one's supposed to have a different effect.
So it's like picking the right tool for the job.
Exactly. People use them to try and get what they're missing in life.
I bet I can guess the most popular one.
Go on.
The second pentacle of Jupiter, the one Nathan's wearing.
You got it.
That's got to be for money, right? Wealth, riches, all that.
It's all about attracting massive financial abundance.
Figures. Who doesn't want more money?
It's definitely a popular one.
Maybe I should look into this pentacle thing after all.
Well, hold on a sec.
What?
Nathan does emphasize you still got to put in the work. It's not like a free pass.
Oh, right. So it's not just wearing the pentacle and poof, you're rich.
Exactly. He's clear about that. Pentacles aren't a magic shortcut.
So it's more like they help your efforts along, maybe give you a boost.
Yeah, it's about aligning your actions with what you want. The pentacle helps you focus that energy.
But didn't he say the Jupiter pentacle helped him achieve a lot?
Oh, yeah. His story is pretty wild. He claims it helped him get a waterfront lake house, a new car every 3 years.
Seriously?
And that's not all. His music career, too.
Oh, yeah, the music career.
He says it helped him open for, like, huge acts. Grateful Dead members, the Allman Brothers, Janis Joplin's band, even played with Johnny Winter twice.
No way. All thanks to the pentacle.
That's what he claims.
I mean, it could be true, right?
We got to remember, just because things happen together doesn't mean one caused the other.
Right. There's talent involved, hard work, probably luck, too.
Exactly. But it does make you wonder, doesn't it?
For sure. Maybe there's something to it.
Could be a psychological thing. Maybe the pentacle gave him more confidence, which led to opportunities.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so even if we don't take his story as, like, proof,
right,
there's got to be more to these pentacles than just money, right?
Absolutely. And that's where we'll pick things up after a quick break.
Sounds good to me.
All right, back in a sec. Oh, yeah. Some pentacles are for, like, protection.
Protection.
Yeah, they can ward off, like, illness, bad vibes, even people who want to hurt ya.
Oh, wow. I could see why people would want that.
Right. Everyone wants a little extra protection sometimes.
Sure.
There are even some that supposedly guarantee you'll win battles.
Battles, huh?
Yeah, but obviously, got to think about, like, the time period this magic comes from.
Right. Of course, not saying we're, like, promoting violence or anything.
Exactly.
But it's interesting, right? Like, people have always wanted to control what happens to them, especially the big, scary stuff.
It is fascinating, isn't it? This idea that we can tap into something, some force, to give us an advantage.
Makes you think about all the, like, lucky charms and stuff people have used over the years.
Yeah, totally. Amulets, talismans, all that.
Like, trying to get the universe on your side.
And it's interesting how those beliefs connect to religion and spirituality, too.
Yeah, like, think about prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people find comfort in that, believing a higher power is listening.
Like they're drawing strength from something bigger than themselves.
Exactly. And maybe that's part of why Solomonic Pentacles are so appealing, too.
Yeah, could be. Connecting with something ancient and powerful.
Like a direct line to, like, cosmic energy or something. Maybe. It's like they offer a glimpse into a different way of thinking, a different way of understanding the world.
Right, different way of being.
Even if we don't believe exactly the same things as people back then,
Right.
exploring these practices can still teach us about ourselves, you know?
Yeah, totally. Like our need to find meaning, to make sense of things.
And our desire to, you know, exert some control over our lives.
That's a big one, control. Especially nowadays, the world feels so unpredictable.
Yeah, for sure.
It's natural to want to feel a little more, I don't know, secure, empowered.
Absolutely. And whether that's through, like, working hard, positive thinking, or maybe even exploring something like Solomonic Pentacles, the important thing is to do it with awareness, you know? Be intentional.
Exactly. It's not about just wishing for things to happen magically.
Right. You can't just shirk responsibility and expect magic to fix everything.
It's more about finding tools that help us, like, tap into our own strength.
Our own resilience.
Right, and recognizing that we do have power in our own lives.
Yeah.
Even when things feel chaotic.
Yeah.
Sometimes exploring these old traditions can help us connect with that power, that agency.
So for someone who's never heard of Solomonic Pentacles before, what's the takeaway here?
I think it comes down to curiosity, keeping an open mind.
Okay.
We've shared some info, different perspectives, but ultimately it's up to the listener to decide what resonates with them.
Right.
Maybe they'll get super into magic and symbols after this.
Yeah.
Or maybe you'll just remind them of the power of belief, how fascinated we are by the unknown.
I like that. Just keep exploring, keep learning.
Yeah.
See what clicks.
And who knows, maybe this will even inspire someone to do their own research, dig deeper into all this.
Now, that's what I call a successful deep dive.
Yeah.
But before we get too carried away, there's one more thing I want to ask. So, like, if you were going to try this pentacle thing, which one would you go for?
Oh, that's a good one to end on.
Right.
It makes you really think about, like, what are you hoping to get out of it?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, would you go for the wealth and opportunity, like Nathan? Or maybe you'd want a pentacle for protection, keeping the bad stuff away.
So many choices.
It all depends on what you need, right?
Totally. Maybe you're dealing with something specific, need a little help.
Or maybe you're just curious, want to see if there's any truth to it.
And that brings up something kind of important, doesn't it?
What's that?
This whole idea of, like, responsibility.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Whether these pentacles have real power or just, like, the power we give them. You gotta be careful. Think about what could happen. Like, what if you try to change things just for yourself?
Right. Could have unintended consequences.
Yeah. Could affect other people without you realizing it.
These are definitely things to consider.
It's easy to get caught up in, like, ooh, I could get this, I could get that.
Totally.
But we gotta be mindful. Approach this stuff with responsibility.
Absolutely. It's not just about what you might gain, but also about the impact on everyone else.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
It's where your own judgment comes in. No easy answers.
For sure.
The main thing is to be thoughtful about it.
So as we wrap up our deep dive on Solomonic Pentacles, I think it's safe to say we've, like, uncovered some really interesting stuff.
Definitely.
Whether you believe in the magic or not, it's a cool look into history.
How people have always tried to understand the world.
And our place in it.
Totally. That search for meaning is something we all share.
Exactly. And maybe, more importantly, it reminds us that we have the power to shape our own lives.
Absolutely, whether we use external tools or just our own effort.
What matters is being intentional, doing things with integrity.
And understanding that we're all connected. What we do affects others.
Well said.
Yeah.
So there you have it, folks.
Our deep dive into the world of Solomonic Pentacles.
Hope you enjoyed the journey.
And that it gave you some food for thought.
Yeah, keep exploring, keep learning.
And keep those minds open.
Until next time.